All right, here we are with the Black Voices Artist Chat with the lovely, talented, brilliant Thomas Silcott. and,
I
and his
in
show,
his car with
his,
his
his,
massage table
his
and
massage
his
table.
bass.
Listen, we're making this interview happen no matter where we are, right?
Right,
Roll,
exactly. This
roll
is
with
how
the
we do.
punches. Yep. This is
Yep.
how we do it. So Thomas's show is called Here Comes Rutherford, and he's performing this Saturday at 8 o'clock at the
Yep.
Whitefire Theater. So tell us about your show. What's the synopsis?
The synopsis. Let me see if I can do a glaze of it. It's funny because when I started writing it, it was about one thing and it became something else. And it's about grief. It's about a gentleman working through the grief of the loss of his parents that he loses within a week of each other.
Mm.
And through processing through that grief, what he finds out about love and about forgiveness um, and about uh, 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 commitment and romance and all of those different things that comes out of his parents' relationship. Um, and yeah, and in the long run comes in a deeper understanding of himself.
Wow. So, and this isn't about you, correct?
It's about me. It's about people in my family. It's about friends. It's about a whole lot of folk in my life. It's very August Wilson,
Mhm,
who
mhm.
drew off of the inspiration of the people around him, and so it's yeah, it's like that. It's about people around me and about me in life.
Yeah, no, I just think it's interesting because a lot of people, when they write a solo show, especially their first solo show, it's going to be truly autobiographical, right? About their life only, right?
Yeah.
And sharing that story. But you created this story. You created
Yes, this
the
is.
story.
Yeah, I want to do something different. I didn't want to just. I didn't want to just make something about cancer because I lived through cancer, and I didn't want to make something about relationships that I've gone through. I wanted to do something that was, um, and people would be able to relate off of whatever that individual story is.
Mhm.
But I wanted to keep mine general. I wanted to keep it as if, if anybody can pick up this play, they can do it.
Mm.
Um, and that way it's given me the vehicle to draw the audience in, and the audience goes with me on the journey. They're with me in the moment of discovery, and as you would in a regular play, and that's been challenging in the writing. But also I think it's going to be even more rewarding now that it's been rewritten and fine-tuned.
Mm. Well, I can't wait to see it because, I read I don't know whether it was the original version or I read a draft at some point,
Yeah,
and and I thought to myself, wow, it reads like a play, you
yeah,
know. And,
yeah,
so it's a true, like, it's a story that you want to be, that you get involved in, and you want to know what's going to happen. And and so I'm really curious to see this version, and how you put it all together. And you're playing some musical instruments as well in it, correct?
yes. I play that instrument right behind me, that great big old double bass. I get to play that, but I also get to do a little bit of hand bone, and I pop lock just a little bit. I floor rock just a little bit. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Okay.
We gotta get that old b boy in there.
It's like oh, what's his name? Come on, help me out on what's happening. Um,
Oh, rerun.
Rerun. You
Yeah,
rerun stuff.
yeah. He does traditional locking, but pop locking is ticking and popping and waving and moonwalking, all of that stuff,
Okay.
electric stuff.
So
Yeah.
so I think so from my understanding, I think pop locking came after the original locking,
Yes.
right?
Locking was just locking that's what rerun does. He
That's
just
what we
locks.
rented. Okay,
Pop
okay.
locking
So
is
pop
the
lock.
next generation. Exactly. Break
Okay,
it down. Break
I
it
can
down to
I
me.
can pop lock. I got a little pop lock in me.
uh, uh, a true B girl.
That's right. You know what?
There it
Like
is.
you can't be from the Bronx, the boogie down Bronx, if you don't know
That's
how to pop
right.
lock,
From the
right?
Bronx. You're from
Yeah,
the original, ground zero of hip hop. Forget about it.
forget
Yes.
about it. Forget
Forget
about
about
it.
it.
Yeah. Well, listen,
Nicely done.
yeah, thank you. Well, I
I'm
can't
gonna have
wait.
to turn this. I'm gonna have to turn this into a duet.
Well, hey, you know what? I'm ready. I'm ready.
Sweet.
And I didn't
Sweet.
even know, I don't think I've ever seen you dance. So I didn't even know you had moves like that.
Oh yeah, I've been doing it since I was 16. And just now getting back into it seriously, where I really want to know the art form, because the art form has elevated to uh, amazing levels. I mean, some of the things you go on YouTube and you see people do is incredible. It's above and beyond, and it's so wonderful for an old b-boy like me to see where hip hop has gone.
Yeah, yeah.
Very exciting. The floor rockers, the b-boys, the break dancers are doing things. I was happy to get one or two head spins in when I was doing head spins, and to see somebody do a head spin back in the day was like, oh snap, he just spun on his head.
Right, right.
But these days, a, a dude will get on the floor and head spin and just stay there as long as he wants,
Yeah.
as fast as he wants. And it's amazing where the art form has gone. The combinations that people are doing. That's why they want to take breakdancing and put it in the Olympics, from what I understand,
Oh.
because it's worldwide. And what people are doing these days worldwide,
Mm-hmm.
some of the best break dancers in the world are in Japan,
And I was gonna say that. Yep.
Philippines,
Mm-hmm.
Russia. You can go to Afghanistan and see somebody, rock a piece of cardboard. It's in fact, I remember back in Boston, there was a show. It was back in the late '80s called the Jazz Tap Hip Hop Festival,
Mm-hmm.
and it consisted of Savion Glover and a bunch of tap dancers that turned into noise funk later on. It turned in it some body rhythm folk from England that turned into stomp later on.
Mm.
And what was the last group? The last group was the New York City Breakers, and they all got together and did a show together. They came to Boston. I was the follow spot operator, so I got to be backstage with them, and I was mad excited, because mostly for the New York City Breakers, because you had Little Lep, you had Crazy Legs, you had all my heroes were
Uh-huh.
on the stage in Boston, standing in front of me. So during the day, they would do dance classes. At
Mm.
night, they would do the performance.
Yeah.
So I signed up for the pop locking class, and the b-boying class was just finishing. So I sat around and watched the break dancers finish their class, and then I got up to do the pop locking class. But while my pop locking class was about to start, I'm sitting on a bench with Crazy Legs and all these other New York City breakers around me, and they were like, "Yo!" So they started talking to me
Yeah.
like I was down,
Uh-huh.
which I loved, right? And they were telling me at that time, they said b-boying is going to be international, and at some point, America is going to be behind what people are going to be doing internationally. And I was like, that sounded ridiculous to me.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
flash forward to 1998, I'm on tour with Bringing the Noise, Bringing the Funk, and we
Wait,
get
hold
to.
on. Hold on. You were in Bringing the Noise, Bringing the Funk?
I was in Bringing the Noise, Bringing the
Okay, so
Funk. Yes.
you just slipped that in there like it was just like, oh yeah, the other day I went to the store. You know what I mean? Like, like, yo, that's awesome.
It was cool. It was an amazing, amazing experience. Amazing, amazing experience. I could have ran that show forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever.
Mhm.
Because I did all the spoken word stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was great. And plus, I'm a drummer, so I'm here on stage with all these rhythm makers, bucket drummers, tap dancers, and then the pit band was incredible as well. We get to Vancouver, Canada, and they canceled the show in Vancouver, Canada. We were supposed to be there for like a month,
Mm-hmm.
so they put us up for a month in Vancouver, Canada. So every once in a while, I remember my son was just born then. My oldest son was just born then. And so we would go to the park and we would, go grocery shopping, and we were basically living in Canada. But you would see these kids like in the park or in a storefront with their cardboard down, trying to figure out moves with their crew. And I
Yeah.
was like, oh, snap, look at them over there doing their thing,
Yeah.
right? 3 years later, we go back, we do an international tour of Noise Funk, and we go to Japan.
Mm-hmm.
So Japan in Tokyo has got like three really major cities. They got three Manhattans in Japan. So wherever you go at night, you have these crews and you have these storefront windows at night. They serve as window mirrors.
Mm-hmm.
And so these crews would put down their cardboard or the linoleum in front of the storefronts so that they can rehearse, because they couldn't get into a dance studio. So you see all these break dancers all over the place in the streets. Now, if you were to go on YouTube, you see all these international events with break dancers, b-boys from all over the world, just killing it,
Mm-hmm.
killing it with moves we weren't even, we could never fathom at the time when we were 16 and 17 years old. It's
Yeah.
amazing where hip hop is now.
It
It's
really
amazing.
is. It really is. So, and what I love about you and your show is that we get to see, like, from hip hop to this like classically trained actor, you know what I'm saying? Like, who is, who's been on Broadway and all of that. Like, we'll be able to get all of that in one show, which I think is really beautiful.
Yeah, when I first started to write this play, I of course did research on how to write a solo show,
Mhm.
and some of the stuff that I read was, when you're writing a show, try to put as much of yourself into the show. So anything that you know how to do, try to put it in the show.
Exactly.
So I was pulling out my breakdancing, my popping, my music, my spoken word, my rap, my anything that I knew how to do, I was trying to put it in there.
Yeah.
And it started off much bigger, but I've toned it down so that it didn't get in the way of telling the story. And it's also true that, if you're going to write your own solo show, you're going to find out about yourself a lot.
Yeah.
And the more I do it, the more I find out about myself and drop into myself. And it's really going to be wonderful to, especially these days where the work is harder to come by because of the pandemic, to be able to exercise my demons and through my own words and not somebody else's, and just allow myself to just be free in the spirit, free in the word,
Mm-hmm.
and allow people to be moved, because this is why we do what we do. We're not ministers of people who come in the church, but when we get on the stage, we're ministering to people so that miracles happen. And miracles happen when we change our minds. And so people come into the theater to change their minds about things, to learn,
Mm-hmm.
to be elevated. So I'm excited about doing that. And even more excited that this time it's with my own words.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. I think that's beautifully put. People come to be elevated. And
Mm.
that's what you guys are going to get when you come to his show. You are going to be elevated, you're going to be inspired, you're going to be moved and entertained. And so I'm excited. Tell us again when your show is.
It is Saturday, October 9th at 8 o'clock at the White Fire Theater in Sherman Oaks.
Yes, and you can get your tickets at www.whitefiretheater with an re.com. And once again, his show is called Here Comes Rutherford. All right. Well, Thomas, it was great talking to you.
Great
And
talking to you too.
and I'll see you Saturday.
Oh, sweet, sweet. I can't wait.
All right, cool.